And now we're going to jump into the Cotton Bowl. It is Missouri versus Ohio State. What an interesting matchup this is.
Mhm.
I don't know what the history is between these teams, to be honest with you, but don't feel like I've seen these two teams play a whole lot throughout my college football lifetime. Ohio State is a 1-point favorite, and this one is obviously going to be played out there in Texas. And it's going to be played on Friday, December 29th at 8 p.m. So that Friday night football action. I was reading a little bit about Ohio State because honestly, right now, as a fan of college football or a bettor of college football, all you can really do is just try to follow the news stories and who's opting out and who's in. This is a huge game for Missouri. I don't think anybody's really opting out. Uh, um, we had heard some rumors about Luther Burden hitting the transfer portal. Hasn't happened. Okay. Um, I assume he'll be playing as long as he's healthy. I know he was a little bit banged up there at the end of the year, but um, I feel like for Missouri, this is kind of one of those situations where it's like, this is Missouri's damn Super Bowl, bro. Like, they don't get a chance to go to bowl games like this. This is not common. They're going to be very excited about it. Eli Drinkwitz wants this thing bad, right? Cody Schrader should be playing. The quarterback there should be playing. Luther Burden, like I said, if he's healthy, should be playing. That was a big part of this offense, man. And on the other hand of that, Ohio State, from what I can understand, and this is minus the transfers that have left. You know, Julian Fleming's left. Kyle McCord has hauled ass. Um, and I may be missing somebody, but there's a piece or two. But they don't even know at this point if their star wide receiver is going to be playing in this game. He has not opted out. I assume that Marvin Harrison will do that. I assume he's not going to play in this game. I mean, that would be extremely risky. I mean, let's just be real. He's an automatic first round pick. I these first round guys, I've kind of more understand of why they're not playing in a bowl game like this. But so far, we haven't got that news, and there's no opt outs for Ohio State yet. You guys, if you're betting on this game, check on it at game time or bet it in game. That's a thing. You can bet in game, first quarter, second half, third quarter, fourth quarter, whatever. You can do whatever. So maybe that's the approach to this game if you're trying to bet and make some money on this thing. What is your opinion of Missouri and Ohio State matching up in this big time Cotton Bowl? Doesn't it feel like Missouri is the team that has more to win from this matchup, and Ohio State is probably just set up in this situation as a team with only something to lose in this situation? What do they gain by beating Missouri? Right.
That's very true, and I think that gosh, Missouri's got to just be happy to be there, in a lot of ways as well. This is a big opportunity for the Alpha Nerd and the Missouri Tigers to be playing in a New Year's Six bowl, and Ohio State has to feel like it's a consolation prize. So there are a lot of different motivational angles to take in this game. I so many like on both sides that I don't have like a motivational lean. And a lot of times when you're breaking down these bowl games and non-playoff bowl games, that's what I'm looking at. Who has the motivation to play, right? Um, what players are getting an opportunity to play who maybe wouldn't have if a starter didn't opt out, right? What kind of talent do they have? And obviously they have more motivation to play a lot of times than the starters do, because they want to put some good film on tape for the coaches to put themselves in a good position to start the following season. So there are a lot of factors like that I think that are interesting to take into account. But with this game, I think that they kind of stalemate and they negate each other. So what I want to look at is just the normal football stats, right? Statistically, Ohio State's defense just outranks Missouri's offense in every single category, right? They should be able to stop Missouri's offense. That doesn't mean that Missouri doesn't score at all, obviously, but statistically, Ohio State has a much better opportunity on offense, or excuse me, on defense to win that side of the ball. Offensively, what concerns me is that Ohio State hasn't been that great of a rushing offense, and Missouri does a pretty good job of stopping the run. And the reason that's a concern is because we already know that Kyle McCord's not playing, so their passing game could struggle a little bit. Now, I don't think that there's much of a deviation from Kyle McCord to. I'm assuming Devin Brown's going to play, but
That's
I
what I
don't
hear.
know. Okay, I don't think that there's that much of a deviation from McCord to Brown, so maybe there's not that much of an effect, but that's going to be the matchup to watch. Can the receivers and Brown kind of connect? I guess is what I'm going to be looking at. Can they be on the same page? You've seen some pretty good play out of Missouri's defense. I think that one of their cornerbacks actually was a All SEC guy. So that's a matchup to watch, especially if Marvin Harrison is out of this game. I'm assuming too that he's probably not going to play, so that kind of evens things out a little bit. But if both of these teams are at full strength, I don't think anybody's picking Missouri to win. I just think that we're assuming that there are going to be some opt outs from Ohio State. But at the end of the day, I'm going to pick Ohio State's defense to prevail in this game. I think that they've been one of the best defenses all season long, and I'm not picking against a really strong defense. This is like a top 5 defense in the country, and I think that they're going to be able to go out there and limit Missouri in this offense and Cody Schrader to a reasonable number. Like Cody Schrader is a difference maker on offense, and he's an all-purpose back, and he might put up 200 all-purpose yards in this game.
Yeah.
And that may not be enough. Like seriously, I think that if you build it all around him, it could be an issue. Now, if he gets to 300, it's night for for Ohio State, but I think that that's an interesting matchup to watch. How motivated is Luther Burden to play? That's another question. Is he playing conservative and trying not to get hurt, or is he going to go out there and try and ball?
Well,
It should be fun to watch because Ohio State's got some good cornerbacks too. So as a competitor, you got to hope that Luther Burden's going out there and saying, "Hey, I want to play against the best players and see what I can do." And so hopefully that's what we see out of him.
well, as we're talking about this, I'm going through some of my notifications on my phone that were from sports outlets or whatever that I'm subscribed to and things like that. Just a couple hours ago, we just got note Missouri will be without senior linebacker Tyron Hopper. Okay. Hopper is second on the team in tackles with 55 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 3 sacks. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Junior cornerback Ennis Rakestraw is also going to be out. These are
Okay.
nagging injuries. These are not opt outs. These
Okay.
are nagging injuries that that they've been dealing with. Rakestraw had 35 tackles and several pass breakups. So look, Drinkwitz is describing it as an opportunity for players to show out in those positions, but you draw it up however you want to draw it up. They've got 3. They had another guy, a linebacker, that got hurt at the end of October, so I'm including him as well. There's 3 defensive starters that are not playing. There's only 11 defensive starters, guys. So there's 30% of your defense and a pretty large chunk of your tackles made for this season. That's not news that I knew when we started this video, Mason.
Yeah, isn't it funny how before we started this video, we were both like, "Hey, Missouri's probably going to put it on Ohio State." And as we kind of broke this down, heading into the video, we both are like, "Wait a second, Ohio State's probably gonna thrash Missouri now." I think Ohio State might win by 10, honestly.
Well, who has more depth?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what a lot of these bowl games are going to come down to, guys.
Yes. You're going to see a lot of 5-star freshman receivers for Ohio State who want to go out and get it. Carnell Tate, Brandon Ennis, those two are going to be balling, I think, in this game.
And a quarterback who's ready to show I should have been the freaking quarterback from the beginning.
Yeah, Yeah, absolutely. With chip on his shoulder for sure. And he's going to be sort of auditioning for the starting role next year. So motivation there, for sure. I think that Missouri is going to be motivated as a unit, as a team to win this game and prove that they were one of the best teams in the country this year. But yeah, give me Ohio State. I think that they win by double digits.
I am 100% with you. I'm now on the Ohio State train. Everybody's been talking like Missouri's about to beat the brakes off of Ohio State. I'm not so sure at this point. We'll see what the other opt-outs and announcements are as Ohio State's already out there in Texas, getting practices in, all that good stuff, taking in the bowl experience. So we'll see what news comes out and use people who are watching this. Make sure you subscribe to the First and Long College Football Show, and we'll keep you up to date on all that stuff. As we're big on following the college football world throughout the off season and the regular season. There is no off season anymore, so make sure you're subscribed, like the video, and come back and hang out with us.